Hey, welcome, Nuggets of Gold here. A bit of a heavy-hearted day today as yesterday. People crashed through police barriers, broke into the U.S. Capitol building. And so a lot of people doing a lot of heavy-hearted thinking, reflecting, responding, a lot of anger, a lot of confusion. And you can find, political theory and political chit chat in other places much better than you can here. But for my part, just one thought from the Word of God. I had lots of thoughts coming, going to bed last night, waking up this morning, knowing I wanted to talk and encourage you. So the one thing that I've landed on is to remind you that the people of God in all of biblical history and in all of history since Jesus went back up to heaven, the people of God have never depended on the government agreeing with them in order to live faithfully as the people of God. In the Old Testament, you've got the Jews being taken into Egyptian slavery and then later, hundreds of years later, into Babylonian captivity. Horrible things were done. The people were praying, oh God, rescue us. Oh God, alleviate this suffering and this injustice that's being done. And that was absolutely appropriate. But they never waited for the human government over them to allow them to stop them from being faithful to their Creator. It never stole their hope that God would be faithful, and it never stole in a completely devastating way. It never stopped them from being faithful. I'm sure there was people who were bailing and people who were compromising in bits and pockets and pieces, but God's people through the Old Testament and then into the New Testament with the Roman Empire, as Jesus' life played out and the lives of his apostles in the early church played out in the Roman Empire, everything was against them. The government was directly against them. But the people of God did not wait for their government to give them permission or to give them favor in order to live faithfully as the people of God. In order to find reason to worship, the government wasn't the reason to worship. In order to find reason to love others, the government wasn't their reason to love others. In order to live in a distinctly different way, the government wasn't their reason. The scriptures were. God's standards were their reason to live differently. And we see the same as church history has moved on. And today in countries like China and in Iraq, the Christians are not waiting for the government to be favorable to them in order to live faithful lives. And I want you to remember that. I want you to know that. I love the freedom of America. I love the religious freedom that we have. And whether that remains or whether that goes away, we as the people of God have no reason, no matter what the government does, to live anything but faithfully to our highest authority, who is Jesus Christ, our loving leader. Let me share with you a verse as an official nugget here. It is 1 Peter 2, verse 17, which says this: honor everyone, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the emperor. So here's Peter living in first century underneath the authority of the Roman Empire, and he's speaking to Christians here, and he says, honor everyone, treat everyone as valuable, love the brotherhood, cherish your church family, your Christian family, fear God, and honor the emperor. So Christians were being called, even in the midst of this season of direct persecution, where the government is trying to eliminate them, to honor the emperor, treat the governing authorities with the respect they deserve, but we do that under the umbrella of fear the Lord. make all the decisions that you make first trickle through who God is, what he says. So I'll leave you with that. Wanted to encourage you. We never have a reason, we never have an excuse to live unfaithfully because of anything that happens in our government, no matter what side of the political aisle it's on, no matter if it's direct attack or if it's a drifting away from the morals that we prefer. We are not given permission to be unfaithful to who Jesus calls us to be. Honor everyone, love the brotherhood, fear God, and honor the governing authorities. You can take that, you can live that out, and we can shine a bright light like has been done for thousands of years when God's people remain faithful to loving him and loving others. We'll see you next time.